traders, welcome back to another price action trading lesson. So today's market started out with a downtrend with a break and a new extreme here. We had a nice uptrend working higher with a break and a new high. And then more so just like of area of development, we would expect some failed second entry long here after the break and the new high of the uptrend. But you can see prices pushed back above the EMA. So it's more so just like an area of development here, letting price action print and seeing what the next market cycle would be. However, when we pushed higher here and then pushed so swiftly back lower, you had a lower high here, but I don't feel like the lower high is enough because we're quite bullish. I would need to see some failed second entry long here to consider selling, which you do get here, but it's just a horrible bar. And by the time you get the double bar entry, you're just selling so far low. You wanted to see something form a bar form cleaner in this area. But you can see what happens here. We get this downtrend working lower with the minor overshoot. Um, so the overshoot led to a break of the downtrend, and we expect a new extreme according to trendline rule. You have a first entry short pullback, second entry short, but we have a bad bar here. So I was thinking about some lower high confirming the second entry short, but unfortunately we didn't get it. Prices just pushed lower and created the new extreme. So prices corrected, um, and then we had a break and a new high of this uptrend, and we pushed lower. And at this point, we had a double bottom. We didn't have a technical new extreme, but you can see prices created technical new extreme at this point. I was thinking about some fell second entry long or some lower high in this area, but we didn't get it. We just pushed straight lower. But then we're back above the EMA here. So when we're back above the EMA, I went ahead and drew this resistance, and there's some support in this area. So I was thinking like some smaller trading range within the main trading range. This main trading range is our structure. So we're just sticking to tight channels within this main trading range. But you can see another little small trading range forming in this area. So we have a break and a new low of this downtrend. This uptrend working higher a little bit here, break and a new high. So we're just sticking to those tight channels to see what happens next. I was thinking about some lower high below the EMA here, but we didn't get the lower high. It formed above the EMA, up at the resistance, and a weak bar, so had to be patient there. But then we have this tight leg working lower. Um, so initially I was thinking about drawing some downtrend like this, but you can see the downtrend quickly got negated by how strong this move was back above the EMA. I was looking for some failed second entry short above the EMA to take advantage of these range, the support holding. But you can see we got a first entry short. By the time we get the failed second entry short, it forms as an inside bar, and it's just not something that we can take on my chart at least. I actually had some minor support being drawn here. So when we get this nice leg working higher, I'm thinking about some second entry long. I mean, this is a seamless move up. There's no conflicting bias. You know this uptrend's going to need a new high. We're in range rules. We're most likely going to want to test this resistance level. So a second entry long would be a great setup to take advantage of. You have a first entry long. Can we get some second entry long at the EMA? I was thinking here, but this was a bad bar. So I was thinking maybe we can get a next bar, follow-up bar. Sure enough, we get a tick lower and a nice second entry long. This is a second entry long. Um, Selling with the trend, break, expecting a new extreme. Prices are most likely going to want to test this resistance level. And you can see it failed. But no worries here. If you took this setup, you had the right idea. This is a great setup to take down trend play out to break a new low. I had a lot going for this setup, so no worries if it took. Um, According to our rules, we needed to be in this trade, so no worries that it failed. Sometimes prices fail, even though they look very well, and this was one of the cases here. So then we have, if we reset the count here, you have a first entry short pullback, second entry short failure, which I was still thinking about going long because nothing changed. Even though the setups failed, nothing changed. Uptrend still needs a new high. So I was thinking about some fail second entry short, but on my chart, it formed at this as this doji bar. So I had to be patient here, but if I had a stronger bar here, I would consider risking because we have a first entry short, second entry short failure. Uptrend still needs a new high. And sure enough, prices pushed high and created the new high. So now uptrend played out the break in a new high. I'm expecting sellers to step into the market, but in order for that to happen, I need to see some push below the EMA. So let's see what happens. We have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. So this is a failed second entry long, and according to rules, I mean this you're selling at the resistance, uptrend played out the break in a new high, failed second entry long below the EMA. According to rules, this is a great high probability setup to take advantage of, failed second entry long. And I'll go ahead and mark this second entry long as well because this was a good setup. So this failed second entry long is definitely a decent setup to take advantage of. It fits the rules. You're at the resistance. Uptrend played out the break in a new high. Failed second entry long. Second entry long is going to get trapped below the EMA. Great high probability setup. And you even had a lower high confirmation setup of the second entry long. I mean, of the failed second entry long, excuse me. Which if once again it fits the rules, you're at the resistance, you're below the EMA, you're inside this channel, failed second entry long, lower high confirmation. I mean, it'd be better if you were holding the trade from the failed second entry long because you are selling a little bit lower. But no worries. I mean, it still fits the rules. You still expect prices to reverse at this point. Felt a lower high confirmation of the failed second entry long. And you can see prices it made the scalp for the failed second entry long, but you can see it reversed on you on the lower high. But once again, if you took this trade, no worries. Um, not every trade is going to be a winner, but we have to keep continuously taking these trades that fit our rules because over time, the probabilities will work in our favor. So if you're taking these trades and one of these may lose on you, try not to let that get to you emotionally. We have to continuously take these trades because once again, probabilities over time will work in our favor. We don't know which ones are going to win and which ones are going to lose. So we have to continuously take these trades because in a bigger sample size, the probabilities will work in our favor. So we're back above the EMA. So this is more so of an area of development. It's a little bit more bullish than expected, but you can see what happens. We slice right through the EMA and we have this downtrend working lower. So now we can see resistance held. We have this downtrend working lower. So I'm thinking about some second entry short at the EMA. We have a first entry short pullback, second entry short right at the EMA, which is exactly what we're expecting. Second entry short. I was a little bit patient on this one because we're so far from the EMA with the tail. But if you had the idea of taking a second entry short, you had the right idea. Downtrend needs a new low, resistance held. According to rules, second entry short, great high probability setup. You get a lower high of the second entry short here, but unfortunately on my chart, it formed as an inside bar. But if you had a better bar here, it's a great high probability setup to take advantage of. Confirm the lower high confirming the second entry short. Downtrend needs a new low according to trendline rule. And sure enough, prices push lower and create the new low for the downtrend. Now we push lower like this, and initially I was thinking about some wider downtrend like this. But remember, in trading ranges, it's better to stick to like the tighter trends with a break in the new extreme. I drew this wider downtrend when I was watching this live because this seemed like one move down. It was quite structured. Um, and it seemed like there was a downtrend in play. But you really have to be careful in these trading ranges to really keep an eye on the support and resistance level because the support could, in this case, cause an influx of buyers to step into the market when we hit the support level. So you always want to keep in the back of the mind. It's not wrong to draw this downtrend because it makes sense. It fits nicely, and it makes sense. It does look like one leg down, but you also got to be mindful that it could be a break in a new extreme, according to trendline rule. And once again, since the buyers at the support level may step into the market, so it's going to be very important to see how the EMA reacts here. So we have a first entry short pullback. There's no break lower, but we push above the EMA, and we have the second entry short here. But you can see the second entry short is a failure. There's a nice failed second entry short bar here. So this is a very important area here because if there was a second entry, if the EMA rejected and it pushed lower, then it would make sense that, hey, sellers are probably going to want to retest this wider downtrend. But since we pushed above the EMA and the failed second entry short formed above the EMA, this is when we can go ahead and delete this channel and understand that there's a break in a new low of the downtrend. And this failed second entry short is a great setup to take advantage of after the buyers are stepping into the market and reversing the market at the support level. So this failed second entry short, it's a little bit more advanced because of what I just talked about. I mean, if you're playing this wider channel, I can see why you're playing it. But if you weren't playing this wider channel and you're playing it as a break in a new extreme, you had the right idea, and this failed second entry short would have been perfect to take advantage of. So another great high probability setup. You can see it pushed up perfectly. So I'm thinking about some second entry long at the EMA now. Pushed up, uptrend in play. Can we get some second entry long? We have a first entry long, pull back. And by the time I get a second entry long, I'm already selling so high up, already at the top of the move. But if you had a better bar here on the second entry long, this is a great high probability setup to take advantage of. You even have somewhat of a small first bounce, second bounce, third bounce, somewhat of a small triple test. So you have a second entry long combined with a triple test here. Go ahead and mark it. You got a second entry long combined with a triple test here. And we pushed lower, and it looks like downtrend ended up wanting to get a new extreme. And we push higher and create the new high for the uptrend. So downtrend played out with a break in a new low. Uptrend pushed out and created a new high for the uptrend. So now we just want to let prices print and see what the next market cycle is going to be. Here's just the area of development for us here. Downtrend played out with a break in a new extreme. We're back above the EMA, but then back lower. So let's just let prices print and see what's going to happen next. So downtrend play with a break in a new low. We're back above the EMA, uptrend in place. So I'm thinking about some second entry long. But you can see prices played out with a tiny break in a new high of the uptrend. Downtrend in play. Break in a new low of the downtrend. And now I'm just sticking to tight channels and waiting to see what the next market cycle is going to be. We're getting quite sideways. We're in the middle of the range. So I really want to see a nice trend get established. So it can give us a stronger bias and know what direction we're going, because we really don't even have a bias at this point. We're just right in the middle of the range. We don't know if we're going to go test this resistance level. We're going to come down and test this support level. So it'd be nice to get an established trend and say this way, or say established trend up, and then take advantage of some second entry long, or if we're going down, some second entry short, because it's just really flat, really sideways in the middle of the range. There's just no bias. So at this point, I would just be sitting on my hands waiting for something established to form. But on another note, we're already down at market close, so this is just for educational purposes at this point. But yeah, guys, today was a range day for the structure. Great trading day. A few decent high probability setups. But our main structure was range for the day. There was a few smaller ranges within, but there were some nice trends within this trading range. So we started out the breaking a new high, downtrend break, overshoot led to a break of the channel, a new extreme. Market cycle shifted to a smaller trading range within the main trading range. Downtrend was an overshoot of this trading range, and then support buyers at the support level stepped in and reversed into this uptrend. A nice second entry long that ended up felling, but once again, no worries on that. We had a failed second entry short with a bad bar. Prices pushed up, created a new high. A nice failed second entry long here. A lower high that resulted in a loser as well, but once again, no worries. It fit the rules. Prices pushed lower, looking for the second entry short. Decent second entry short, just a little far from the EMA. Lower high formed as an inside bar. Downtrend played out the break in a new extreme. You may be considering a wider downtrend, but when prices pushed above the EMA and created this failed second entry short, it was clear that this was a break in a new extreme, and the buyers are stepping at the support level. A great failed second entry short. Thinking about second entry long on the way up. We get a second entry long here, which is actually a triple test as well, but it just formed too high up on my chart. We had a better bar here. This is a great high probability setup to take advantage of. We created break of the downtrend, new extreme, and then it led to a new high of this uptrend here. Downtrend played out the break in a new extreme. Then we get back above the EMA. We're looking for some second entry long, but we have a break in a new high, breaking a new low of the downtrend, and we're just getting so flat. And like I mentioned before, there's just not really a bias at this point. We're just right in the middle of the range. So we'll be waiting for some established trend in each and one of these directions here, and then taking advantage of some setup at the EMA to take it to capitalize on an extreme of either an uptrend or a downtrend here. So yeah, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was beneficial, please feel free to hit that like button. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I have a trading community where I post charts daily in real time, and I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have in real time. If that's of any interest to you guys, feel free to check out the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys had a good trading day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.